Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis R. Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. Hey, let me ask you this. If I were to ask you if you're living a purpose-driven life, how would you answer? How would you know that you're living a purpose-driven life? What exists in your inner and outer world? What do you believe about your life that others who are not living a purpose-driven life don't believe? How do you feel each day? What do you think about on a regular basis? And what choices and actions do you take to affirm your purpose in this lifetime? Those are just some of the questions that came up for me when I was thinking about talking about living a purpose-driven life. And the truth is, we are all put on this earth to contribute and to make this world a better place. All of us. Nobody is excluded from that right or that opportunity. And if that's the case, which of course it is, then why are there so many of us who feel lost? Like we aren't here for a reason or for a purpose, and other people are lucky to have that, or that other people are and we're not, right? Why are there so many people who haven't found themselves, who haven't found their passion and purpose? Why are there so many people struggling with that? What are they missing out on that others who are purpose-driven and who live a purpose-driven life know about or have in their back pocket? Each day that you're given, it's because you're here to fulfill your purpose. It's a gift each day that you get. Your dharma. And you're given this day today, and then tomorrow will be today, and then the following day will be today, right? To be of service. That's why we're here. Each day we're given a chance to begin again, to fulfill our dharma, to do what we were specifically brought down to earth to do. So if you were to say, okay, well, if I'm here to serve the world, right, by doing something, and y'all, that's my cat, you can hear my cat here, to fulfill my purpose, what does that mean, right? What does it look like? If you were to think about doing something that you loved so much that it didn't feel like work, or it didn't feel hard, or it didn't feel exhausting, what would that be? Outside of living on a beach, not having to work, outside of, I travel the world, but what would you be doing? And does your mind automatically go to doing something massive if you're trying to live a purpose-driven life? Or is it something minute to serve the world? The problem is that all those people who claim that they aren't living a purpose-driven life and they don't know why they're here, what their purpose is, right? Those who claim that they don't know is because they're focusing on all the wrong things. And one of the wrong things, and I'll say this in this context of purpose in life, is focus on self. Like I said, we are all here to serve. And so that means that we step outside of ourselves to impact the greater good. So the right thing to focus on is what you can do and be to make the world a better place. Look, life gives us struggles to overcome so we can use our knowledge and life experience to help others. So if you're one of the millions of people who feel like you're wandering around like without a real sense of meaning and purpose, let me ask you this question. How often, when you think about your life, do you focus on yourself? This is the question you have to ask yourself, in my opinion. It's not about you comparing yourself to others, and it's not about whether or not you're better or worse than somebody else or more valuable or lucky. Not about that at all when it comes to fulfilling your purpose. It is all about using your strengths and the challenges that have resulted in those strengths to improve the lives of others and the world at large. And this is how you live a purpose-driven life. There's no mystery. It's just a matter of, okay, well, let me try to do it this way, and let me try to do it this way. And how can I help this person in line? Can I pay their tab? Can I open the door? What can I do? Can I donate my time, my energy, my money to a cause? What can I do? So, if it's true, let me ask you this question. I want you to think about, if I could use my life to better help others, what would I do? Would I work with kids? Would I work with adults? Would I help the disabled? What would I do? Would I just make sure I smiled and said hello to people? That changes the world. But if it's true, which it is, that each of us has a specific and divinely orchestrated purpose here on earth, what then is yours? If you've no desire to serve others, that's when you'll struggle to find your purpose, and that's when you'll struggle to truly find yourself. And if you shift your focus from me, I, to them, in quotes, then you start to open up possibilities of how you change the world. And there's no correlation between size and significance. The smallest of actions has a ripple effect on the quality of the world. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? The butterfly effect, it's this idea that a butterfly on one side of the world who flutters its wings sends a ripple effect of energy to the other side of the world. It reaches the other side of the world and impacts and changes how we function. That's how powerful the flap of a butterfly wing is. So like I said, doing something small is just as significant and as something massive that helps the world become a better place. Okay, so it's my point in saying is all of this is that it doesn't have to be like anybody else does it. You make some cookies for somebody, bring them to them. You call to see somebody, how they're doing, right? You join the Army, Navy, Marines, whatever. I speak a lot about spiritual growth, not just because I know that others need to hear about it, but because I'm reminding you about why you're here. As you spiritually grow, when you're given divine experiences that teach you to know yourself better and to become a better person, it is then your divine obligation and right to give the gifts of your time, energy, and knowledge to others. It literally is what we get to experience is our gift to other people. And the beautiful thing about becoming spiritually mature is that as you grow into that maturity, you cannot help but feel compelled to pay it forward. Somehow the shackles of selfishness unhinge themselves and you find yourself inspired to help others. So what has to happen in your life that you have to overcome or experience that you might help others with? What has happened? I want you to think about that. If you think about what has to happen or what is happening or has happened in your life where you're like, you know what? I can't imagine I'm the only one out of 8 billion people in the world that has struggled with this. So what do you see as an unfulfilled need in your community or the world that you can offer a solution to? What kind of world problem could you start to solve? Right? Where in your life can you be a blessing to others? Instead of asking who's going to meet my needs, ask whose needs can I meet? And then wait for divine guidance. You might feel an urge to call somebody and check in on them, or join a social group that helps people in need. You might be called to help the homeless, the hungry. You might be called to help children, couples, or be a part of a creative pursuit. You might be called to use your art to bring joy to others, to teach them art. That's my cat again, right? She's joining in. You might be called to take somebody under your wing. Or you might just be called to just be the nice, kind human being who makes people feel good. You might be called to take a lead on a project or to carry somebody's groceries to their car. There's not a bigger or better way to be of service other than to follow your guidance. So we are only truly ever alive when we serve others and when we work on making ourselves better people so that we can be able to serve others. And while each of us has our own personal soul lessons to learn, they aren't to be learned just to be learned, like you collect books or newspaper or anything. They're to be learned to be used for the greater good. And each time you master a life lesson, your vibration raises and you automatically begin to impact others in that vibration, helping them to lift themselves up. You become inspiring, not just inspired. You become driven and clear, not just fulfilling your boring daily obligations. You become a light for others. There's a saying that if you're not serving, you're just existing. Now, take a look at your life and ask yourself, well, which one am I doing? Am I serving or am I just existing and wishing my life were better? The key to making your life better is to offer to be of service. I promise you it will change your life. If you answered yes, where you're just existing, then here's your homework for the next week. Take inspired action every day and find ways to help others. Every day for the next 7 days, I want to encourage you to find a way to make somebody else's life easier, to offer help via your time, your energy, your money, your actions, whatever it is. At least one act of kindness and one act of service a day. And you know what? Let me know how it feels and how much more purposeful you feel. Because when you serve, you feel significant, fulfilled, and certain about who you are and why you're here. And that, my dear, is how you live a purpose-driven life. Do what lights you up that you're passionate about and help other people feel inspired and valued and loved. It's a pretty amazing opportunity we get. I wish you a wonderful day, a blessed week, and always live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.